All right, everybody. So here's one thing. My hats go off to all the people that worked at CMA Fest and everything that went off without a hitch, my team included. And it was crazy, but it hadn't been a full week yet. We're still all kind of reeling and doing the behind the scenes stuff of editing stuff and loading stuff and doing this and doing that. And it gets crazy. CMA's got to be one of the biggest things that we've ever done. And that second year of doing it, it was just like, holy crap. I could not believe all the people that was down there. I think, Caitlin, did you ever hear if there was like, how many people were there for CMA Fest this year? I know it was a ton.
I don't pay attention to that.
Well, you're supposed to.
No, I'm not.
Okay, well, I didn't pay attention either. It was a lot. It was a lot of free. It was more this year than it was last year. So that's the big thing on all that. It's crazy as I'll get out. And the artist, oh God, I felt so bad for them. I kept telling everybody they needed to just bring roller skates. They've been a whole lot better. I would have loved the roller skate thing. That would have been funny. Anyway, let's bring our guest on because she is just like awesome. NWCMA Female Vocalist of the Year. Her song got Song of the Year, and then another song got Video of the Year. And I'm just like, it's almost that Alice Cooper moment where you just want to bow down and go, we're not worthy. We're not worthy. Anyway, everybody say hi to Leah Justine, please. Am I saying that right? Leah Justine?
Leah Justine.
Justine. Okay.
Justine.
Hey, a lot of y'all names and stuff are like, it's like everybody's got their own way of pronouncing it. And then
true.
On the outside, we're just like struggling here.
It's okay. I'll respond to either Justine or Justin. Whatever.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Hey, you.
Hey, you. How's it going? Thanks so much for having me.
Well, I mean, we were talking before the show started, and it's just like, I think we're both really flabbergasted about how big CMA was this year. I mean, it was just huge.
Yeah. It was insane. And it was my first time at CMA Fest, and it did not disappoint. It was, I think the magic in the city and the energy in the city is just contagious. And that's what I loved about it. It was so many creatives all in one town, all doing what they love, all sharing in a dream. And everybody wants to see everybody else succeed. Yeah. And to me, that was the biggest value in being in the city during that time.
Oh, yeah, because I mean, we were having a blast because every now and then you would get like 2 or 3 artists in the same little area and stuff. And then the next thing you know, they're all like doing a group photo and stuff. And I was just like, dude, I love that.
Yeah. You know, you hear a lot about like the cutthroat nature of the industry, and that exists, right? But it's good to see the positive and the camaraderie and the people that are lifting each other up, and happy to see each other and happy to see each other win. Yeah.
And that's the big thing, because it doesn't matter who makes the music, but when the music comes out and that voice comes out, you're giving that music to the people. And that is the big goal right there.
Yeah, that's the beauty, and that's the medicine, and that's the healing that the industry does together, right? Like we have songwriters, we have performers, we have sound engineers, we have podcasters like yourself, everybody that's just trying to deliver the music and the medicine and the healing and the joy to the people.
Oh, yeah. Like it's supposed to be.
It takes a team. It takes a team.
Oh God. Here lately, it's taking more than just a team. I mean, it just because I watch a lot of the stuff that y'all do, and me and a buddy of mine was talking about that because he's just like, they sing songs and do this, and I'm like, dude, you have no freaking clue, man, because a lot of it is social media based nowadays.
Mhm.
You know, you got to do videos, you got to do this, you got to do that, and I'm just like, a bio is good, an EPK is good, but if you want to get to know who your artist is, go to social media and see the crazy stuff that they've come up with for you people to see and just be a part of it.
Yeah, I think social media has totally changed the game, right? Because you have instant access to artists, to people, to brands, and I think that's what people want. People want connection, they want vulnerability, they want to know who you are. And that's a huge part of being an artist and being a musician today. So yeah, it's not just writing the songs. It's literally like there's 25 different hats you have to wear. You have to know about marketing. You have to know about the industry. You have to know about recording. You have to know about songwriting. Don't forget about your merch. Don't forget about like, what are you wearing? What is like our brand looking like? What is our message, right? It's so many aspects.
Everything turns into a brand. You got to do this brand
1,000%.
And it's just because when I started this and started going through all the hoops with it and everything else, I was blown away because when you look at podcast or something like that, they don't even tell you got to have a business license. They don't tell you nothing. Yeah. Oh, only thing you need is your phone and a microwave and you can be a podcaster. And I'm just like, dude, you have no freaking idea.
Yeah. Maybe you can start that way, but probably not. Yeah. I remember, when I first transitioned, I did stage theater my whole life. Yeah. And I was playing a character and I was performing and dancing and being on stage. And when I decided that I wanted to sing country music, I had this whole like epiphany one day. I was like, wait a minute. I was watching Eric Church at Watershed, which is our local huge festival out in Washington State at the Gorge. Right. And I remember I was watching Eric Church and it was like a lightning rod that was just like, this is what I want to do, Yeah. And I had no idea. I don't play an instrument. I didn't know anybody in the industry, but I was like, well, I know that I can't do theater and sing in a band. So I'm just going to stop doing theater. Yeah. And in like this crazy twist of events, lo and behold, like 4 months later, I was in a regional country band. And the hardest thing for me was figuring out like, okay, now I'm myself. Yeah. And who am I? Who am I? Why do I actually care about singing the music, delivering the music, writing the music? What is my message? And I think for the first solid like 5 years, that was kind of the lesson that I was learning, right? Yeah. As I was becoming an artist on my own accord and as a person.
Yeah, because for people that are listening, there's a lot of growing that you really have to do to get to that process.
1,000%, 1,000%. And it took some really hard lessons. It took, meeting some people and having some bad stories and going through some hard times, which all artists and everybody in the industry have. And at the time it was devastating, but looking back, it was kind of a blessing because it made me really take a hard look at like, who am I? Why do I care? Why are you doing this? Right? You can have anybody tell you you're fantastic one day and the next day say, you're a POS. Yeah. Why are you even doing this?
I love the one where it's like, oh, honey, you're great. I love your stuff. I can make you a star. And then the very next day, oh, by the way, you got $5,000.
Yeah. I mean, that's, it's a tale as old as time. And that kind of happened to me. It was like, you're the best thing. And then suddenly it was like, they think you're the best thing. And so you get on board and then they want to change everything about you.
Well, there's one thing that I've noticed, because I've been doing this crap for like, not the podcast, but I've been in the music industry over 40 years, doing the lights and the sound and all that stuff. And the one thing I tell everybody is, look, if the guy that's telling you he wants to make you a star, you've got to learn clothing. If he's wearing a pair of Walmart pants that don't really fit, he's not in the industry.
Right.
He's just a shark trying to get some money.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what
yeah. And it's hard because, you know, for me, like, I'm a very trusting person. I want to see the best in everybody. And so going through an experience like that, it really kind of shakes you. And I didn't want to lose that part of who I was.
Yeah.
And so it took some healing. It took some work, but I think we're there, but there's always another lesson to learn, right?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, that's the beauty of the music industry. There are so many lessons to learn. And each time you learn one of them, it makes you a better person, I feel.
Yeah, 1,000%.
Because I hate it when people get to that stage of, okay, you ain't even put an album out yet and you're pretentious as hell. Mm-hmm. Don't be that way. Be human. If everybody had more humanity to them, I think a lot of people would be a whole lot better off. I agree.
And I think that, you know, social media, pros and cons, right? Social media is, to some extent, a highlight reel. And so I try to make a point to every now and then just talk about the hard stuff that I'm going through, because everybody's going through that, you know? And I think if we can all have a little bit more empathy for each other and realize that we're a lot more similar than we are different. Yeah. I think that's where that's where we all start to like elevate a little bit more in life, right?
Well, I mean, you know, back in the day, because I'm an old man, back in the day, it was all about people helping each other and doing stuff, you know. And I think if more of that was to come back, you know, because I mean, hell, back in the day, it was nothing to see Waylon and Willie and a bunch of them sitting around just picking and writing songs, man. Yeah.
Yeah, that's magic. I will say it, you know, in my career, both like my professional career and music, there have been so many good people that have helped me along the way. I have a team that I've been working with probably since the start, right? And these are my dear friends, and they've been at every music video shoot, every photo shoot. They've worked on projects with me for free, right? They want to see me succeed. And you definitely have those people. Those people still exist in the world. So, you know, it's good to know. We can't do this thing alone. You know, no one can. No,
nobody can. I mean, it's gotten to where, you know, back in the day, it was, you could write your music and you could perform and you could go hit the bars and do the, what they call paying your dues tour and all that stuff. Yeah. But it was still you, a guitar, and a freaking automobile going and doing all this stuff. It's not that way anymore, you know, because but y'all cut like EPs that are like 5 and 6 songs. We were cutting 4-track demos, sending them out to the clubs that we wanted to play at, and hope that 4-track demo got us that gig.
Right.
You know, now everybody just, you know, www.leahjustine.com and they can listen to your stuff and they can see everything about you. You know, it's so much easier now, but the people that you got to have helping you has increased so much. I mean, it's just crazy.
It is. Yeah. You know, we started, I think the first time I recorded was in 2017, and we have an amazing friend named Steve Rutledge, who is an incredible producer, guitar player. He had me down to his home studio in Friendsville, Tennessee. We recorded like 10 songs. I was so proud of them. We released them on digital platforms. I, scheduled my own album release party at like my local venue at home, and had so many people come. And it was awesome. It was so much fun. We then got signed with kind of our first like independent label, and they said, it's terrible music. Take it all down. It all needs to be remixed and remastered. So I listened to them. All that music came down, remixed, remastered. Then they said, we need to reproduce the vocals. We got to pour money into the marketing, right? You're starting to smile because you're like, tale as old as time. So we did that. I went to a studio in Nashville in 2019. Kenny Royster produced the last set of songs that I've actually released, and loved working with Kenny. He brought a lot out of me. I learned so much from him. And that was the end of 2019. And so we're like, we're going to release an album. We're going to do this whole thing, right? And then the world shuts down in March of 2020. So that whole project kind of stalled. Looking back, it was fortunate because I was able to kind of separate myself from that label while still maintaining ownership of my music. So that was such a blessing.
Yeah, that was a big plus.
Such a blessing. And so that's the music that I've been releasing for the last, I guess, what year is it? 5 years, last 5 years.
Yeah, 25.
And I just decided to release them as singles because, we talk about social media. It's like every song gets its every like day in the spotlight. I get to tell every story associated with every song. I get to have, social media content that goes with it, and just kind of let each song have its moment. And so that's been the strategy that I've used, which is completely different, right? Than how things were done in the past.
But there's a lot that goes into that too, because, when you're releasing that song and doing exactly what you was talking about, it's almost like people are stepping into a writer's round, because, writer's rounds, you hear the artists are telling them about how this came to buy out, who motivated them to writing the songs, or what artist inspired them, and all that other stuff. And there's a lot of information that goes with that, because I got comments turned on for anybody that wants to do comments, and Miss Pamela Arnell wanted to know who motivates you when you're writing, and what artist inspired you to go in the music industry.
Oh my gosh, that's such a good question. So I'd say the first artist, I talked about it a little bit, but Eric Church. I was at his concert and at the Gorge in Washington State, and it was a magic experience. Like, I'm sure we've all had those music moments where we're at a live concert and you're just like, your world is rocked, right? I really think music is medicine, right? Music is vibration. Our bodies are like 70% water. And so like, that is a real scientific thing. So that was kind of the first moment for me where I was like, oh my gosh, I really want to do this. But
I call it cold chill moments. It's when you get the cold chills on your arms and stuff.
Yeah.
And you're just like, holy crap.
Yeah, totally. Totally. But my dad introduced me to country music when I was really little, and he's old school. He passed away about 2 years ago, but he started with Willie and Waylon and David Allen Coe. And then I would go over to my grandmother who lived across the street. I'd get mad at my mom and I'd pack up my little backpack and I'm going to grandma's, and I'd eat Cheetos. And she'd put on the Patsy Cline record. And so loved Patsy Cline, sing a lot of Patsy Cline. And then I think some of the other artists that, really inspired me, Faith Hill's been one of my favorite female vocalists for a long time. Martina McBride. So really raised on 90s country, Yeah. Love a lot of my.
That's one thing that still blows me away is in karaoke, how much people get a little tipsy, but every damn one of them has got to get up there and sing David Allen Coe, Don't Call Me Darling or whatever.
Yes.
And I'm just like, I'm so sick of hearing that song.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we added every now and then, if I'm playing like a really good honky tonk or like a really good dive bar, I do this little test and I'll sing Family Tradition.
Yeah.
And I'll see how they respond and if they know all the responses.
Oh yeah.
It's my little test. It's really fun. People get really into it.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I grew up in that era where we were mostly just 4-wheel drives.
Mm.
Early 80s, I was still in high school.
Mm-hmm.
And there was guys that we were hanging out with that had no right of getting a tattoo, but they got it. And every damn body I knew was Hank Williams Jr.,
Mm-hmm.
Leonard Skinner. So whenever it was, we were 4-wheel driving and getting out in the woods and having a bonfire and getting drunk, and somebody would always whip out a guitar, and it was at 2:00 in the freaking morning. There's like 20 freaking drunk people.
Yep.
All singing, Family Tradition and all this other stuff,
Yep.
I mean, it was just like.
Well, singing is, scientifically proven to help like de-stress.
Yeah.
And I think that's why people do it. Humming and singing activates your vagus nerve, right? Which is like the room monitor of your body and helps calm you. And so it makes so much sense. Like why everybody wants to sit around a campfire, bring out a guitar and sing. It's like
just fun.
The age old like timeless thing that we all can do to have a good time, relax.
Oh yeah.
I love, my favorite is I have a convertible. It's a hard top because I live in Washington and you can't have a soft top in the rainy Washington states. But I love to like put the top down and like blast the music and like drive the back roads, right? Mm-hmm. It's like the best thing. You can't really beat it.
Well, I mean, I love seeing people laugh and all kinds of stuff. Mm-hmm. And I used to have a 2000 Camaro with T-tops. Ooh. I took the T-tops out. I had an 8-inch sub in the back of it, and I'm going to tell you, there's nothing better than pulling up at a red light, because I can't sing, but singing at the top of my freaking lungs and looking over at the car next to me, and they start singing too. That is just awesome.
Yes, it's connection.
Yeah, it's
connection, and that is what the world needs more of these days. I'm convinced.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because it's too much crazy stuff. That's why when I done this, I was like, because you got some people that they'll try to catch you on something, or they'll try to add some drama in there or something like that. And I'm just like, I want this to be fun, man. I mean, I just get sick of the drama and the bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's gotta be fun. I mean, and I think anything that you do and you want to do well, there's going to be hard moments. Obviously, there's going to be work, but at the end of the day, is it more positive? Is it more fun? And for me, the reason that I do what I do is because I love to be able to go to a venue, meet a stranger, and be able to like put a smile on their face, right? Because I sing something that is nostalgic, or they hear one of my songs and they resonate with, the lyrics that I've written. There's really nothing better, because it, again, just proves like we have so much more in common as human beings than not.
The best thing I ever seen, and this was when I was doing Freedom Jam, I was emceeing it. Morgan Miles was the headliner. And she was out there, and the energy and everything that she was putting out, it was coming right back from the crowd.
Yeah.
And it was just one of those oh shit moments, because it was just like they started singing back to her. And I had never been on that side of the stage when that happened. I was always in the production booth or something,
Yep.
But to see those people and singing the songs back and everything else, and I was just like, my hair on my arms was standing on end that the electricity and the whole charge of all of it coming out.
Yeah.
And at that very moment, I realized nobody cared what anybody was out there in that audience. It was all one thing, and it was all coming together, and it was one of the best moments that I have ever personally witnessed.
Yeah. Yeah. It is truly magic. For the last 10 years, I've had kind of 2 dual careers going on and was kind of burning the candle, right? And I had a lot of people ask me, Leah, like, how do you do all the things?
Yeah.
Like, you're working during the week and shows during the weekend, and how are you just not like totally depleted? And I'm like, when I perform and I sing for an audience, like, it takes a lot of energy. I'm giving a lot of energy, but I'm also receiving so much energy back.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
wild. It's like this mutual exchange of energy it's not something that I've found in any other forum and any other activity, right? It's just exclusive in my experience to music.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of connection there, and it's just like, I told a buddy of mine, I said, everybody wants to save on power and all this other stuff. And I'm throw a freaking concert. If you could just get the energy and the power that's coming off
right,
that connection with the artist and the audience, you could light up New York City for at least, a day.
Yeah.
I mean,
we need to put some scientists on that, David. That's a really good idea.
I got a million of them. I just never keep them for myself. I mean, I'm just weird.
I love that idea.
So you got rid of you retired the day job and just went full time on this, huh?
I did. It's crazy. So I went to school at USC, University of Southern California, and got my engineering degree and worked towards a minor in musical theater. So I was kind of dual hatting all through college. And then after college, I took a job with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. So I've been working for Department of Defense for the last 15 years and did project management and program management, and was blessed to be able to do some congressional liaison work and go to DC. And I love that agency. Army Corps of Engineers does incredible work for the nation.
Oh, yeah.
And it was very pivotal for me. But
I can imagine, did you learn every name of every freaking fish?
Oh my gosh. I know so much more about fish than I ever thought I would, especially in the Pacific Northwest, right? Like we have a lot of hydroelectric facilities. We're putting fish passage in like almost every dam that we have out here. It's highly controversial. It's super important to many of our regional stakeholders out here, right? So at my biggest project that I worked on at the Corps of Engineers as the project manager for Mud Mountain Dam Fish Passage, which was, $130 million construction project where we put in a fish passage. It was the largest trap and haul in the world. And I never knew that I would learn so much about fish and fish passage. But it's incredible. That agency does great work. And it was hard to leave. It was something that had been on my mind for quite some time because, like I mentioned, I'd been burning the candle, right? I knew I was burning the candle, but I was like, I love the music. I, love this career and I'm doing good. So I'm just going to keep burning the candle until I can no longer burn the candle. And
you do the 1 cup of coffee and you're good, but you start doing the burning the candle and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It moves to 2.5 cups real quick.
Oh, it was 3. Yeah. I was doing a triple shot in the morning. And then the wildest thing about like having a, corporate desk job and then a music job is they're completely opposite schedules. So I'd be, working 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. or 4 p.m. and then like hurrying up on Friday, like running to my gig, and I'd be up till 3 a.m. So by then you're almost up for 20 hours on Friday. And then you're going to bed about the time you're normally waking up. And then Saturday, you're just all shuffled. You're like, what time is it? You're doing another gig on Saturday. And then Sunday's like a super short day because you sleep in from your Saturday gig, but then you have to go to bed early. I mean, it's kind of wild.
Yeah.
My time clock was a little cuckoo, but you know.
Oh yeah, it'll discombobulate you real quick.
Oh yeah. So, it was like last October after kind of the summer, we did twice as many shows in 2024 than we did in 23. And so I was really burning the candle. And come about October, I remember we came back from like our annual Mexico trip I'm thinking like, oh, I'll be rejuvenated after my, week in the sun. And I was like, I am so tired. I was like, I am literally so tired. And I was like, well, we'll just give it through the holidays. There's not as many shows in like October, November, December. No, January rolled around. I'm still really, really tired. So I ended up going back to work with like a functional nutritionist that I'd been working with for a while just to kind of like reset. And it just kind of dawned on me that, it might be time. It might be time to just fully transition. It's terrifying because, you build these relationships, you build a career. Like I had a full career at the core. I was doing incredible work, but I just always had this dream. Yeah. I'm like, I don't want to be sitting on my deathbed. We're going to get a little bit, philosophical here, but I watched my father pass away when I was 22, right after college. And for a very long time, I was worried. I was worried that he died with regrets, because of some things that he had said to me. And that really motivated me for a lot of my life to think about like how short life can be and how quickly it can be gone.
Oh yeah.
And it's motivated me to just be really conscientious about how I'm choosing to use my time.
Right.
And so when it came down to it with the career, it was like, I don't want to wonder what if, like when I'm having my last day, I want to know that I tried, I went full in and took at least a period of time to invest all my energy into this career, right? Instead of like dividing energy amongst two different pots.
Right. So the thing that triggered me on all of it was I watched the movie, The Bucket List. And it made me think a lot because the biggest part of my career was driving a truck over the road. On the weekends, I'd come home and I would do lights and sound all over Nashville, burning the candle at both ends. Yep. And there was many times I slept in the bar that I just got through doing a daggone light show at. It's amazing how much goes on, but I was loving every minute of it. It was with the lights and the sound, I was making them sound good. I was making them look good. And I was doing it old school. I was doing it by ear.
Ooh.
I'm moving the lights. I'm doing all this other stuff. I had movers that I was moving with the other hand on a different board. And it was crazy as I'll get out. And when you get to certain, crescendos in songs and they're coming and you can do something with the lights to intensify that. And then I seen that movie, The Bucket List, and I was just like, I'm working like nonstop.
Yeah.
When am I going to have time for fun?
Yeah.
There's so many things in my life that I wanted to do because even though I've done all 48 states and Canada, I was driving. Wow. I never had that chance to stop, get out and sightsee and do stuff.
Yeah.
Tombstone is one of my favorite movies. And that is I'd pass it almost every other week.
Yeah.
But I never had time to go off the highway into the town. That's on my bucket list. I started my own little bucket list. And I think a lot of people do need to do that and do need to try and complete that bucket list.
Yeah, it's
I don't want to be the what if, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. After my dad passed away, I, did some kind of grief counseling and some research on, dying. And the top regrets of people who are terminally ill or dying is the things they didn't do.
Yeah.
Not anything that they did. It's the relationships they didn't mend. It's the experiences that they didn't make time for. It's
Yeah.
the chances they didn't take, right? And that to me was just like,
oh yeah.
It's really changed my perspective and, kind of guided my life and
it will.
in a lot of ways.
It will. I mean, there's so many things that goes on and, especially when there's people that you care about and everything else. I mean, it can hit you really, really hard.
Yeah. My other favorite quote that I try to live by is, I have a lot of people say a lot of times like, oh, I don't have time for that. I'm like, I've said that too, right?
Mm-hmm.
What I try to replace it with is, that's not a priority for me right now.
Yeah.
And see how that feels. Does it feel okay to say that it's not a priority to go visit grandma right now? If it does, okay. If it doesn't feel good, you should pay attention to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, we all have 24 hours in a day, and it's our responsibility to decide how to use them.
Oh, yeah.
Right? It's a really hard truth, and it's like tough love. I try to do it on myself all the time, too. That's what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. It's like my self-hack. Like, do I feel good about saying I don't have time to go to my best friend's birthday party? I don't feel good about that. So I'm not going to choose to say that. I'm going to choose to say I'm blocking off this day because that is an important thing to me.
Yeah. And plus, hopefully there's a 99% chance there's going to be cake.
Yes. Cake.
It's all about the cake.
It better be chocolate because I don't want to bother with vanilla cake.
See, I like the yellow cake.
You do?
Yes, I love the yellow cake, and that's all I want for my birthday is yellow cake with the chocolate icing. That's it. Okay. That's all I want.
Okay, we're opposites then. I need a chocolate cake with like some kind of funfetti icing or something like that, or German chocolate cake. That is delicious. My grandma used to make like the old-fashioned German chocolate cake with like the coconut in the frosting. Have you ever had that?
Yeah. Yeah, it was my first wife, her grandmother. She used to make those chocolate meringue pies.
Ooh.
And she made them old school, like with the ingredients and stuff. Not a package.
Not like the Jell-O packet mix or something.
And then she would put it in the oven and put that brown topping onto that meringue. Oh my.
I don't even think I've ever had something that sounds as delicious as that.
Oh, it's I'm telling you, it's if you can get one that actually somebody is actually homemade.
Okay.
Beg them for the recipe. It is amazing because I would eat the whole pie. That was weird. I mean, it was that good, but I was a growing boy.
Yeah. I'm a sucker. Like my all-time favorite is just gotta be like a warm brownie with vanilla bean ice cream.
Yeah.
The end. And probably a glass of red wine. Like that combo, so good.
See, I would have been like with a glass of milk.
Oh yeah. Chocolate and red wine is like chef's kiss.
Oh yeah. Exactly. And it's crazy how some of that is. And thank you for cooking with David. And
that concludes our cooking episode.
Yes. Wow. I got to know though, with leaving the full time, doing the full time music and everything else, how much of winning all those awards you won. I mean, it's like, okay, you did the right thing. Here's your prize. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
it's just amazing to me.
Yeah, thank you. You know, it was an honor to be nominated, first of all. That was my second year being nominated at the Northwest CMAs. The Northwest CMAs have been ongoing for about 7 or 8 years now.
Right.
And so it was my second year, and to be nominated in every category that I could be nominated in was like mind-blowing.
Oh, yeah.
They're fan voted awards as well. So to me,
Right.
that was just so special and incredible that like my fans would come out for me like that, you know. So it felt good because you pour your heart and soul into the work and
Mhm.
into the art. And I love music videos.
Yeah.
I love the visual art that accompanies the music,
Right.
and that can be very time consuming. It can be very expensive, and I've had a lot of people say like, "Oh, you don't need to do that," and you know, there's no ROI on that. And I'm like, well, there's no ROI on streaming music either, but I still create the art, right?
Exactly.
So to have just like that recognition and validation, it was really special. It meant a lot. It really did,
Well,
especially because it was fan voted.
and one thing, especially with the video of the year and how much you love videos, the stage thing actually kind of helps out with that, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. You know, I think you actually just connected that for me. I've never really thought about that before,
Yeah.
but I loved portraying characters and telling
Yeah.
stories on a stage, and I think video like really fulfills that for me, right? It's a unique way to put a story to a song, and sometimes I like to like put a twist on the song, right?
Oh,
Like an
yeah.
unexpected little twist.
Yeah.
But it allows for the costume and like the pageantry, and like I love that part. I love
Yeah.
that part. And I think for me it also helps with social media, right? Because
Yeah.
I'm able to like reuse and recycle that content. A lot of people love seeing like the behind the scenes stuff. So like,
Oh, yeah.
how did we come up with this video concept? Like, how did we make it? And you know, I've worked with a lot of really fantastic videographers early on in my career, and then I got enough music videos under my belt that I was like, well, maybe we can just shoot these on our iPhone. And so the last two that we've done, we've actually just shot on my iPhone, and I've sent them off for editing,
Yeah.
because that's a whole other thing. I've done it before, and I've done it, and now I know I don't want to do that part. So I hire somebody else to do that. But yeah, so it's just really fun to be able to pull that all together. I feel like it also helps my project manager brain because it gives me
Mhm.
something to like organize and
Oh, yeah.
schedule. And
Oh, yeah.
so it's a fun part for me.
Well, that's what I was, because I was looking through all your stuff and everything, and honestly, the one thing that I laughed my ass off about it, I thought it was very nicely done,
Uh-huh.
and it showed a lot of the back scenes. This is what's happening, and that's when you was trying to pose for photographs, and the photographer's like telling you stuff to do, and you're just like, it was almost like you almost didn't know, should you do that anyway, or what should you do? And I was just like, I laughed my butt off. I
Oh,
mean,
good. I'm so glad. So that person that you're hearing direct me is my best friend, Callie, from kindergarten. So there's two girls that have really been by my side, Callie and Crystal. Crystal is my stylist. She does my hair. She does my makeup for every single video shoot that we've ever done.
awesome.
And Callie, like, Callie is a full-time nanny. She like for abroad, and that's like her profession, but she comes and she's just really good at like directing me. So I
Yeah.
literally have made her the videographer now, and she's like, what are you talking about? I'm not a videographer. And I'm like, you can do it, Callie. I believe in you. And so that was her voice. One time, this is funny too. We didn't catch this on camera, but like during this shoot, this was for like the saddest song I've ever released and written, called Don't Even. But I was like really getting into the moment and I kind of started to cry. And Callie goes, "Do not cry. You are not attractive when you cry. Your crying face is ugly, just like mine." And I was like, okay, I'm glad you're so honest. Thank you.
But deep down, it was a great location. Everything else about it, I mean, it was a really good thing. And I know the fans had to connect with it.
Oh, I hope so. I mean, I want people to be able to see like that fun side of it too, right? Like the silly moments, because we have such a good time like creating the art. It's like kind of like little girls trips. I kind of have an all girl crew now, right?
Yeah.
And when we did we did 2 photo shoots and music videos in one day. We went out to Florence, Oregon, which I also love like being in nature for a lot of my like photo shoots, just because I'm a nature girl and that's kind of my vibe. So we went to Florence, Oregon, where there's the Dunes like national park.
Yeah.
And we go down one day, spend the night, and then the next day in the morning we shot the photos and the video for Ain't It the Truth.
Mm-hmm.
And we were in the town of Florence, and then we were kind of on the beach side, like the ocean side of the dunes. Yeah. And then we went back home, we had some lunch, we like completely washed my face and completely redid my hair. And then in the evening afternoon, we shot the music video for Quicksand in the same park, but just on the dunes side. So it just looks like you're in the desert. Like it looks like you're in the desert, but you're in Oregon. And so it was just so fun. And we left the next day. So it was like 2 nights and it was 3 girls, my photographer and Callie and Crystal. And it was a great time.
You just had a blast, man.
We had a blast and we created art.
Yeah. See, but I love that you've had friends for that long, kindergarten on up and everything, you know.
Yeah.
I got 2 best friends that I've had since 1st grade.
Yes.
And I can tell you, won't none of them do my hair or my makeup. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, I think it's cool to be able to be in this industry and like create art with people that you love and that you trust.
Yeah, it is.
You know, and whether that's like my band, you know, or like my sound guy. So I'm really fortunate because I met my husband because I auditioned for his band. I actually have never told this story before, but like live on a podcast.
Oh, we got a hot topic.
Incoming topic. So I met my husband. I auditioned for his band in 2014, and we were just really, really good friends. And then one day, like some other people like started hitting on him, and I was like, wait a minute. Anyways, and then I realized I liked him, and we got married like a year and a half later. So, but being able to play music with the person that you love or a really close friend, it's another love language. I feel like creating art in whatever form that is, it's a different language, right? And
it helps if he's really cute.
Yeah, he's pretty cute. Like I think he's pretty cute. And then the rest of my band, right? They have been playing together for like 25 years.
Awesome.
So I'm the newbie in the band, you know? And like our sound guy, Dave Bruskus, he's been running sound since like the 80s, you know? He's a like rock and roll guy, but like came in to do country, and he's been with the band for 20 years too. So again, like I'm the newbie here, but it's just such a magical thing to have that connection and that like history and that legacy, like, cause they have your back. Sometimes you're on stage. Literally like 2 days ago, I sang over an entire guitar solo. I just, you know, sometimes you mess up live on stage.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoopsies. And anyways, they just all followed me and nobody would know except us, you know, but that happens all the time. Not all the time, but you know, frequently somebody messes up, but everybody else covers because you've been playing together for so long that that chemistry and that magic is there, right?
Yeah.
It's super cool.
And a lot of people are just like digging that portion that you just did. Now, I don't think that's the way that song goes, but Damn, this is pretty good.
Yeah. Weird. That's a cool twist that you guys did on that. Yeah.
We did it on purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Our rendition. It's our rendition.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's the only way you can do it. You got to
Yeah.
play on it, because when you get everything down to the brass tacks, it's all about entertaining the fans and
Yeah.
having the fun and the magic that goes with that, because that's one thing about being a creator. When somebody appreciates what you've actually created,
Mhm.
that's when you actually get that. I can pat myself on the back now.
Yeah.
You know?
There's this quote that I love that goes along with that. It's like, your purpose is not what you do. Your purpose is what happens to other people when you do what you do.
Exactly.
And I was like, yes. And, it's like incredible that people can come up to you after a show and just say, gosh, I had so much fun. I had so much fun because you were having so much fun. And like, you having fun is so contagious. And that just makes my whole life, because I'm like, there's enough sadness and darkness in the world. Let me just be like a little light for somebody, right?
Yeah.
Let me just do what I can to make my corner of the world a brighter place.
Oh yeah. And that's what I love about it, because even though I was, a lot of the shows that I was at, I was just doing the lights, or I was doing the sound and stuff. To hear that audience with whatever band that was up there and know that I was a part of that was oh my God,
And Dave, sound can make or break an entire experience.
Mm-hmm.
So I applaud you. I applaud you, because good sound and good light is like, if it's not there, the entertainers can't do what they're going to do. Right.
Oh yeah.
Just plain and simple.
I feel like so many opportunities can be missed.
Oh yeah.
If the people that they're half drunk, they don't give a damn about what you're doing. They're getting their $250 for that night anyway. Do it because you love it.
Yeah.
And I think if more people in this world would not look at the dollars that they could possibly make, but actually look at the joy and the happiness, and they're doing it because that's that drive that's in there, that love of creating.
Yeah.
Money will come. You ain't got to worry about it.
Yeah. That's what I keep telling myself now that I'm leaving my federal career. But there's the engineer brain, and then there's the creator brain. I have a whole reel that I'm going to make about this. It's like the internal dialogue, right? The two sides of your mind. That's like, how are we going to fill out the budget spreadsheet? It's like, everything will be fine. Do the right things and follow what you love, and the money will come. And I believe that it will.
Dude, on that reel, when you make it, have your song "The Devil Was an Angel" a little bit lower, where it's like playing in the background.
Okay.
And then you could have the two on your shoulders, one on each side.
That's a good idea.
And just play with it, man. I mean, I love that stuff.
I'm going to credit you on that reel. I'm going to be like, inspo by David.
Yeah. Okay, everybody, it was David's idea. I just did it. That gives you a little bit of it's his fault.
Yeah.
You never know. Everything's crazy. So what is next on your list to do? I mean, you have already done so much, and I really applaud the Corps of Engineers that you was with and everything else, because my cousin is actually works for the Corps of Engineers.
Yeah. It's a great agency. Yeah.
He draws a lot of lines and tells people where to fix stuff.
I get it. Yeah. So, I have so much on my to-do list, David. One of the interesting things is like, once I decided that I was going to, just focus on music, it was like, all these ideas came to me. It was like, I want to do this. I want to do this. And some of it is like, you know, tactical stuff. Like I need to build my email list. And some of it's like, I need to like increase my like marketing budget and like try to reach more people, right? We're always trying to reach bigger audiences. But first and foremost, I have a lot of amazing shows coming up this summer. Summer is always a really busy time for music, you know, so we've got a lot of full band shows coming up. I'm getting ready to release a single that I've been holding on to for so long because it's one of my favorite singles that I've ever written, songs that I've ever written. It's called American Kevlar, and it is coming out July 4th.
Awesome.
It is a song that I wrote for military families of first responders, police officers. I have a lot of friends personally who are military wives. And, you know, I'm up in the Pacific Northwest. We have a huge military presence. And so I've watched so many of my friends, you know, hold down the fort, take care of the family, take care of the house, while we have soldiers deployed, either, you know, to a wartime or for training. And I don't feel like their story gets told enough. And this song is kind of telling that story. I dated a soldier that was deployed like several years back, and it was so eye-opening because there's a lot you don't know. There's a lot you can't know. There's like a feeling of helplessness to it to an extent because you're just in the unknown a lot of times, right? Yeah. To me, it felt like, you know, I dated a soldier who was in the infantry. And so I was like, it feels like the only thing standing between this person that I love and imminent harm is that like Kevlar vest that they wear, that bulletproof vest. And so that's where the song and the inspiration for this song came. And, you know, the line is, American Kevlar is the only thing I've got protecting my heart. Because it feels like your heart is outside of your body. It's this person that you love, right? And so that's what this song is about. I'm super excited for it to get out into the world and just be in the right hands. When we sing it live, you know, you have a lot of people come up just so appreciative for telling their story and having something that they can relate to. So I'm really excited for that. That's the next biggest thing for me.
I love that because I'm all about the military. I love all those guys. I was never able to serve because I was an only child. Yeah. And my mom wouldn't let me.
Oh, yeah.
But I've got a lot of really good friends that served, and they were in the National Guard after their initial tours and everything. Yeah. And my hat goes out to all of them because if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be safe.
No, we wouldn't. We wouldn't.
Yeah. And it's like, you know, I'm just glad they're there.
Yeah. Amen. Amen. So, yeah, this one, this is the latest I've ever done a photo shoot and video shoot for a single, but I'm doing the video shoot a week from today. And then we're going to get all the content together and it comes out the 4th. So there'll be some behind the scenes content and all that stuff too.
Well, I was fixing to say, should I be watching on Facebook Live and see if something pops up?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yes, you should. Yes, you should.
Because I love the other one. I mean, the water behind you, the rock, the red dress, the hair was done, the makeup was done. And then you hear that voice in the background and you're just like,
it's so funny. Yes. Callie will be there. Crystal will be there. It's the same team. So we're going to be in a field close to my house. And I actually hired a girl that I met at CMA Fest to make a custom hat for me.
Oh, yeah.
And she was at the CMA Fest Expo. So, and we're bringing a horse for the first time. I'm doing a shoot with a horse. So pray for me on that. That's going to be a new variable.
I was fixing to say, have you ever been around horses before?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
I'm not like an expert, but I have a friend who is an expert and it's her sister's horse. So we've got that covered.
Only thing you got to do is pretend that you love him no matter what.
Yeah, no, I will definitely. I mean, I love horses. I'm
Yeah.
just not a horse girl. I wasn't like raised with horses. Like I'm not a cowgirl. We're not going to pretend that I am.
I've seen a lot of people that, oh yeah, I can ride, I can do this and I can do that. But as soon as they get close to the horse is like sensing what
Fear.
Yeah. And they're just like, what's up with you?
Yeah.
You know,
They're like,
I mean, yeah. And then somebody's going to act a fool.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. I have a horse that lives next door to me, and I have like 2 mini horses, but they're actually my dogs. They are English Mastiffs. So,
yeah, mini horses.
Yeah.
Yep. My first wife had a Mastiff.
Oh.
And I'd never seen a dog get that freaking huge in my life.
I love them. They're both girls. They're my girls. They're about 150 pounds apiece.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah. And they're like just average size. There's a lot bigger Mastiffs than that.
Well, I mean, what kills me is how big they actually get, but they're still gentle.
They're so gentle. I call them gentle giants, but they are terrifying. Like they will bark. We have a gate, and sometimes I get Instacart. Like yesterday, I got an Instacart, and my dogs were just like, row, 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 row. Like, and they don't pass the gate, but the Instacart guy was like, they are terrifying, and I was like, I know, it's kind of the point.
Well, I mean, maybe you ought to get them the shirt.
Oh yeah.
Have you thought about this?
Get my dogs a shirt?
Yeah, the Kiss My Grits shirt.
Oh, this one?
Yeah. Because I seen you had a picture on you on Facebook and you was wearing that shirt, and I was just like, I know that's from Mel's Diner. I know it was the girl that was portraying Flo, but what was her name? And then I got to digging around, and I was just like,
So this is actually some of my merch, because I have a song called Cornbread, and there's a line in Cornbread that says nothing oh my gosh, I just forgot it, but it's basically it's my grits you're gonna be kissing.
Yeah,
that's a line in the song. So I made some merch, and it's very popular. The women love it.
Oh yeah, I imagine why.
I don't know, we're a little sassy over here in this corner of the world.
Yeah, I don't think that's, locked down in just that corner. I mean, there's a lot. It's a different type of sassy, but there's some sassy out there.
Yeah. Respectfully sassy.
Exactly. There you go.
Yeah.
Leah, it's been a pleasure having you on.
Thank you so much. This has been an amazing conversation. Thank you for having me. And I know you're still recuperating from CMA Fest, so appreciate you taking the time.
Yeah, and you gotta let Julie know when y'all are going to be back in town or whatever, and see if we can get you in the studio, because we're slowly working to getting our way down to Nashville, Tennessee. Is
all right.
Couple of more deals, and hopefully I'll be that way.
Amazing.
It's crazy, and I just love good conversation with people and finding out more about them. And it just, once you've been on my show, I'm following you from here on out. So,
well, I appreciate you. I appreciate you so much, and appreciate what you do, both in sound and lighting, and now your podcast. So,
yeah. And
thanks for all you do.
And I got a Belmont audio engineer running everything.
Whoop, whoop.
She got the paper. I just got the smacks on the back of the head and everything.
An expensive piece of paper, might I add.
Yes.
Yeah. Very expensive piece of paper.
Yes.
It was crazy. Honey, tell everybody where they can find you, please.
Yes. You can find me leahjustine.com. on Instagram at Leah Justine Music, on Facebook at Leah Justine Music, TikTok at Leah Justine Music. And I would love to see you there. Spotify, Apple Music, all your favorite places to stream, and YouTube. Leah Justine
There you
Music.
go. I love it. All right, everybody. We're going to say bye. Be sure and wave, Leah. There you go.
Bye, everyone. Thanks, guys.
I'll see you later. All right, everybody, please, y'all go check out Leah Justine. And I'm telling you, go to her Facebook page, because she has got some really funny stuff on there. I'm already a fan of the girls that do her makeup and her pictures and stuff, because it is hilarious listening to them telling her how to pose and all that stuff. Really a big insight on the behind the scenes. This is how things work. It's really, really good. I appreciate all y'all watching. And remember, please like, share, follow, subscribe. If you really like these artists, go through all these things and go to their page. If they have merch for sale, pick up some merch. Some of it's really cool. You can get Kiss My Grits from Leah, and it's hilarious. There's all kinds of things y'all can do. Support these artists, because without us supporting them and them performing for us and making us feel good through their music, it's kind of pointless on a lot of things. So we really need to help each other out. That's what it's all about. I'm out of here. I'm going to go take a nap or something because I'm still hungover from CMA Fest. Love you. Mean it. Bye.